afternoon, guys. This is Junose of PWFS TV. Today, we're gonna talk about how to write a CV. So, how we gonna write our CV actually? For your information, your CV is your first impression to employers who are looking for employees. You must impress the employer who reads your CV. First impression lasts forever. CV is the mirror of your professional life. So, how to write a CV? We must prepare our CV in a professional way, in in order for us to impress the employer who will be reading it. We have some tips in writing our CV here. Here below are the tips in writing CV. First, it must be short and concise. It must be readable and professional. You must use Word format. Okay, do not use Excel. Do not use PowerPoint and any other, or especially PDF. Okay, so it is better to use in Word format because most of the employer are asking CB in Word format. Okay, do not use fancy font. Okay, Arial or Times New Roman is recommended, right? Black colored font is advised. Do not use colorful CB. Structure your CB professionally, right? So later on we'll talk about the how or what are the structures of a professional CV. Format your CV properly. Use bold letters in your headings, and CV must look professionally, right? Step one, know what position you're applying for. Okay, so at least you know what you're gonna put on your position. Make sure you're qualified in the position requirements, and make sure you know your job description and responsibilities. Step two, okay, structure your CV professionally. As I said earlier, use Word format. Do not use Excel. Do not use PowerPoint and any other format. So another in step two are the CB structure. So this is how your CB structure will be. Okay. So first, your personal details must be on top right. Okay, recommended on the top right. Okay, put your details there, personal details. I mean, your name, okay, your address. Maybe your full address is not recommended. Maybe you can just put your province, okay, say Tarlac City, okay, or Manila or Quezon City. But it's up to you if you want to put your full address, right? And it is required to put your telephone number or mobile number so that the employer can contact you, especially the email address. Okay, so your email address is very essential so that when the employer likes to contact you or want to hire you, they can just email your personal email stated in your CB. So this is very important. Telephone number or mobile number and email address. Okay. For the ID picture, it is optional whether you like it, whether you like to put it or not. But personally, I recommend to put it so that the employer will know your face, right? So as I said, your personal detail must be on top right of your CV, okay? So that in the first glimpse of the employer, he will know already your personal detail, okay? Right, the next one, okay, CV structure, heading number one. Your heading number one is summary of professional experience. Okay, so this will be your heading number one, summary of your professional experience. In the summary of your professional experience, state your summary of experience from as short as possible. Okay, it's like this the summary and the story of your professional life. Okay, so at least this is very important, and this will be the main thing that, or the main point that that any employer will look at. Okay, so when they look on your professional experience and on your first heading, they will know already your capability, right? So you must state everything that needs to be stated, okay, in your summary of professional experience, right? So this is an example. You may read it if you want, but of course, this is just an example. If you are good in English, okay, you can elaborate things, you can explain further, but make it short and concise, and of course, understood, right? The next one is professional and technical qualification. The next one that employers are looking for is, or are, your professional and technical qualification. So in here you will be putting your educational background and any technical certificate that you are having, so that as when they saw, or when they read your summary of professional experience, okay, so they will have the idea already on your summary of experience. Then the next thing that they will look at will be your technical qualification. So in here, you need to list down all your technical qualification, right? So if you are a licensed engineer, okay, certified welders, and so on, okay, registered nurse, and so on, okay. So anything that is a technical qualification that you are having, meaning you are certified on on a discipline that you are having. Okay, if you are a welder, at least you are certified in you you state if you are certified in Chimao, in Ismao, and Chitao, etc. Okay, if you are an DT technician, you state your qualification. Okay, ASNT level 2 in RT, PT, MT, and so on. If you are an engineer, registered mechanical engineer, or if you are a civil engineer, um, licensed or registered civil engineer. Okay, and if you are a of course, like this, like for example this one, a certified senior welding inspector, please state it. Okay, if you are a certified coating inspector, you state it, right? So write it, so list it down, right? So anything that could give you, or that could give the employer uh, that you are technically qualified. The next thing are the trainings attended. So after your technical qualification, you state what are the trainings you have attended in the past. Okay, so list down all the trainings that you have attended in the past. If one training, you just state one. If two or more, you just state whichever is it. Okay, whichever it is. Okay, so if you attended 100 training, then list it down, right? So that at least your future employer, or your potential employer, knows that you did a lot of trainings already in your field of discipline, okay, or in your field of expertise, right? And the next one is your career history. In here, you will list down all your experiences. You must start from the current, okay, down to the previous company. Do not start with the first company that you started with, okay? You start with the current company that you are employed, okay? So from current company to previous company. Like for example, okay, from 2019 to present, and then the next one will be from 2017 to 2019. Okay, something like that. Okay, and in your career history, you need to include the duration of your employment, your company, okay, your company that you are employed with, and your position, okay. And aside from that, you also are required to state the responsibilities during your stay in this company, okay. So list it down one by one. what what were your um, responsibilities during your stay in that company, okay. So as I said, from current to previous, okay, and then your next one will be your previous company. Right, and another on the structure on the heading number 6 will be your reference. Okay, so you need to talk to a personnel that is willing to be your reference. Okay, make sure that he can give you a good feedback to the employer in case they will contact your reference. Okay, so it is better if you will put the contact number of your reference or the email address of your reference. Okay, so that is advisable. Unlike this one, there's no email address nor contact number, right? So it's advisable that you put their contact number or email address. Okay, your reference person is the one who will give you a good feedback to the employer if they contacted them, right? Right. So another on the CB structure is heading number seven, which is optional, which is the hobbies. Okay, you can put all your hobbies. Maybe the potential employer that looking for an employee will see some of your hobbies that is what he like, okay, or what the employer likes. So but anyway, this is just an optional. You may or you may not, okay, that is up to you. All right, so that is a suggestion only. Right. So here are the tips on writing your responsibilities. Okay. First, in writing your responsibilities, you can research online the responsibilities of your position. If you're a welder, okay, you take a look on what are the responsibilities of welders in online, okay, and then take a look on on some advertisement and what are they looking for, okay. So at least in there you can get the responsibilities of a welder. If you're a civil engineer, okay, same thing. You take a look on the responsibilities of a civil engineer in online, and then you take a look on specific advertisement. Okay, what are the requirement for a civil engineer? Same thing with the other discipline, right? So we have an example here, position of a welder. So in a position of welder, you take a look on Google what is or responsibilities of welders. Okay, so in Google we can see all the responsibilities of the welder, which most probably you are doing it in in the companies that you are engaged with in your previous companies, right? So there you can get some of the responsibilities, and then you take a look on the specific advertisement. Okay, you click one advertisement and take a look on the responsibility of a welder, and then you take some and put on your CB, or not some, or maybe all, and then you add whatever is okay. If you have something, or you're doing something additional in your previous companies, okay, aside from the one taken from online or on the specific advertisement, then you can just add it on your responsibility in your CV. Example to add in a welder, right? So responsible to weld small bore and large bore piping as per B31.3 with 100% X-ray for both carbon steel and stainless steel. Number two, responsible to weld structural steel as per AWSD 1.1 for with 50% X-ray. And then another thing, responsible to weld storage tank as per API 650, and so on. Okay, so those are if aside from the online responsibilities that you have seen, okay, you add whatever responsibilities you're doing in your companies that are not included in the online responsibilities. Okay, that could be an additional. All right. So, step three, once you are okay with all of those, you format your CV professionally. Okay, make sure it's in a good, they are in alignment. Okay, they are in good format. Okay, the spaces are good. Okay, and something, and it will look professional. Okay, and then you print legibly. Okay, and submit a clear copy to employer, okay, via email or via mail or whatever. Okay, do not submit a CB to the employer which is not readable. Okay, submitting a non-readable CB to employer is, if I may say, it will be disgusting. Okay, and it is just useless for you. Why? Because when they see it, okay, it's not legible, it's not clear, they will just put it in the dustbin. Okay, they will just discard it. Okay, they will just ignore it. So as I said, your CB is the mirror of yourself, okay, and your professional experience. So at least you give a professional CB, a clear and legible CB. Right? So that is how we write CB. Thank you very much. I hope that you learned something today. It's a short video, but I hope it gave you some ideas on how a CB is being prepared, or on how to write CB. All right, so don't forget to subscribe to PWFS TV YouTube channel. So, in behalf of Philippine Welders and Fitters Society Incorporated and PWFS TV, this is Chun Jose. God bless you all.